Iran's intensified and deadly attacks on Gulf states are taking a growing toll on civilians. In the latest incident, 2 people were killed in Abu Dhabi. The casualties were reported after debris from an intercepted missile fell on a residential area, according to the Emirates media office. Al Jazeera reported that the 2 victims were teenagers. Iran's IRNA news agency identified them as Ilya and Amir Hussein Sharafi, who lived in the village of Kafri. The falling shrapnel also injured 3 people and damaged several vehicles. The Abu Dhabi media office said the incident occurred on Swayhan Road after air defense systems successfully intercepted a ballistic missile. Authorities have urged the public to rely only on official sources and avoid spreading rumors or unverified information. The Middle East has been on high alert since the United States and Israel launched a joint offensive on Iran on February 28. So far, more than 1,340 people, including then Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, have been killed in US and Israeli strikes. In response, Tehran has retaliated with drone and missile attacks targeting Israel as well as Jordan, Iraq and Gulf countries hosting US military assets. These strikes have caused casualties, damaged infrastructure and disrupted global markets and aviation. Earlier, on March 26th, another Gulf nation, Kuwait, also came under attack. The Kuwait Army General Staff Headquarters confirmed the incident in a statement on X, formerly Twitter, saying the attack involved both missiles and drones. Citizens were advised to follow all security instructions issued by authorities. Similarly, Saudi Arabia faced multiple drone attacks on March 26th. The Saudi Defense Ministry said it intercepted and destroyed a drone in the eastern province. According to state-owned Al Hadath News, the country faced 8 UAVs from Iran over the course of the night.
Iran has rejected Donald Trump's 15-point peace proposal that was delivered to Tehran by mediator Pakistan. The proposal sought to end the ongoing conflict that was sparked by Israel and US military strikes on the Islamic Republic last month. Tehran has now laid out 5 conditions for ending what it calls as an imposed war. According to Press TV, Iran's conditions for ending the conflict include complete halt to attacks and assassinations by the US and Israeli forces. Iran has demanded the establishment of concrete mechanisms to ensure that the war is not reimposed on it. Tehran has also demanded guaranteed and clearly defined payment of war damages and reparations, as well as conclusion of the war across all fronts and for all resistance groups throughout the region. Iran's exercise of sovereignty over the Strait of Hormuz is and will remain Iran's natural and legal right, and it constitutes a guarantee for the implementation of the other party's commitments and must be recognized, the Iranian side said. Tehran's counter-demands are sweeping and tough. Mujtaba Khamenei is not negotiating peace, it is demanding a complete shift in power.
The strategic power that you were boasting about has now turned into a strategic defeat. If the self-proclaimed world superpower could escape this predicament, it would have done so by now. Do not call your defeat an agreement. The time for your empty promises is finally over. The level of your self-preoccupation has reached the stage of negotiating with yourself. We frankly and unequivocally declare that no situation will ever return to its former state until it is our explicit will to do so. This will only come into being when the very thought of taking any action against the Iranian nation is completely eradicated from your filthy minds. Our first and final word from the very first day has been, is and always will be this: no one will ever come to terms with someone like you. Not now and not at any other time.
According to an Al Jazeera report, Donald Trump has laid out his list of proposals that he believes could end the conflict. Donald Trump's peace proposal includes a 30-day ceasefire, dismantling of Iran's nuclear facilities in Natanz, Isfahan and Fordo, which were bombed last year by the US military. Trump has asked Iran to commit that it would never develop its nuclear weapons, hand over its stockpile of enriched uranium to nuclear watchdog IAEA, and allow the agency to monitor its remaining nuke infrastructure. Washington, D.C. wants Iran to limit its range and number of ballistic missiles, end support for regional proxies like Hamas and Hezbollah, end strikes on regional energy facilities, and most importantly, reopen the Strait of Hormuz, a lifeline for the world's oil sector.
Pakistan has passed along a proposal from the United States to Iran, and discussions aimed at easing tensions in the Gulf could potentially be hosted by either Pakistan or Turkey, a senior Iranian official told Reuters on Wednesday. The official, speaking anonymously, indicated that Tehran may be open to considering diplomatic options, even though it has publicly denied any willingness to negotiate with the administration of Donald Trump. No details were shared about the proposal delivered via Pakistan, nor was it confirmed whether it matches a reported 15-point U.S. plan. The source added that Turkey has also been involved in efforts to end the conflict and is being considered, alongside Pakistan, as a possible venue for talks. A separate source confirmed to Reuters that the U.S. plan had indeed been sent to Iran. According to 3 Israeli cabinet sources, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's security cabinet has been briefed on the proposal. They said it includes provisions such as removing Iran's stockpile of highly enriched uranium, halting enrichment activities, limiting its ballistic missile program, and ending support for regional allies. At the same time, the Pentagon is reportedly preparing to deploy thousands of airborne troops to the Gulf, adding to Marine units already en route. The first Marine Expeditionary Unit is expected to arrive by the end of the month, potentially expanding U.S. military options. Pakistan has already offered to host talks involving senior U.S. officials as early as this week. Meanwhile, Turkish officials say Ankara is actively facilitating communication between Iran and the United States. Despite these developments, Iran has not publicly acknowledged any willingness to negotiate. Officials have instead reiterated their opposition in strong terms. A senior military spokesperson criticized Trump in remarks on state television, dismissing the prospect of any agreement. Iran's foreign ministry also stated that there are currently no talks with the United States, arguing that previous diplomatic efforts were undermined by recent U.S. actions, which it described as a betrayal. An Israeli defense official expressed doubt that Iran would accept the proposed terms, and voiced concern that negotiations could lead to U.S. concessions. Another source said Israel wants to retain the option of conducting preemptive strikes under any potential agreement. Trump, who earlier in the conflict had called for Iran's unconditional surrender, has recently shifted tone, stating that productive discussions have been taking place. His softer approach, including delaying potential escalation targeting Iran's civilian energy infrastructure, has helped stabilize financial markets. However, Iran has consistently denied that any such negotiations are underway, suggesting that the
I'm
U.S.
recalling a
messaging is
teammate.
aimed at easing market
Someone has
pressure
been here.
rather
Help.
than reflecting real
Thanks.
negotiations.
A hidden crisis may now be shaping America's next move, and it could explain why Donald Trump is suddenly pushing for a ceasefire with Iran. Behind the scenes, a silent clock may already be ticking. Reports suggest the United States has just 2 months of rare earth supplies left, the critical lifeline of modern warfare.
Watch out!
These are not ordinary materials. They are the backbone of missiles, drones, and advanced weapons systems. Without them, the war machine slows, then stalls. And that puts immense pressure on Washington's ability to sustain a prolonged conflict. The war has already burned through vast stockpiles at a staggering pace. In a matter of weeks, billions of dollars worth of precision weapons have been expended. But this is no longer just a battlefield challenge. It is a supply chain crisis at the very core of U.S. defense strategy. Rare earth elements power the invisible edge of modern combat, guiding missiles to their targets, driving the electronics of fighter jets, fueling radar, drones, and precision strike systems. Without them, even the most powerful military begins to lose its technological advantage. And in this conflict, that advantage could decide everything. And here is the strategic vulnerability.
Help!
The United States is heavily dependent on China for these materials. That dependence is now turning into geopolitical leverage, with Beijing potentially influencing how long this conflict can continue. Reports indicate that the cost of the war crossed $10 billion in the first week